Right.
Thank you. Welcome everyone to the March CAC meeting. I'm going to do the roll call. John Coyne. George Edwards.
Here.
Bethany Good.
I'm here.
Brittany Clinton Hill.
Here.
Judy Hotchkiss.
Here.
Amanda King. Rosalba Ledesma.
Here.
Anton Musaf.
Here.
Salvador Patino.
Here.
Tasha Wilson.
Here.
Great. We have one new member who was recently appointed. She was just appointed, I think, Monday. So, so I don't know if, Manika, if you would like to introduce yourself. She hasn't gone through orientation yet, but she just was here to watch the meeting.
Hi, I'm Manika Gupta. I live in Winston-Salem. I'm happy to be here. I haven't gone through orientation, so I'm just observing today.
Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
Okay. So the first item of business is to approve the summary minutes from February. Are there any? George, do we have a second?
Second.
Anton? All right. All right, so let's go through this again. John Coyne is not here. George Edwards?
I'm here.
Do you approve?
Oh, yes, I approve.
Bethany Good?
Approve.
Brittany Clinton Hill?
Approved.
Judy Hotchkiss?
Approve.
Amanda King's not here. Rosalba Ledesma?
Approve.
Anton Musaf?
Approve.
Salvatore Patino?
Approve.
Tasha Wilson?
Approve.
All right. Moving on to committee reports. We had one project to review, and that was for North Forsyth High School. So I'm going to share my screen. We can go through a quick presentation of that. All right, this is for renovations at North Forsyth High School. Here's the location generally. You have Shadow Lawn Drive right here, University, Haynes Mill. This is the Sara Lee soccer fields up through here. This is the Forsyth County Animal Shelter right in here. A little close up so you can see what's going on. So you have ball fields. This is the main, this side is the main entrance right here. Then you have parking areas. Then you have 3 courtyards. Actually 4 courtyards, excuse me. There's one here. There's one in the center. There's one right here. And then there's one right here. Some photos. This is the main entrance, main facade of the building. So more close-ups to see that. These are the parking areas located in the front of the school. Just to show you an idea of what's going on. This is just to the south of the school, to the rear of the school, excuse me. The ball fields are right over here. This is parking. This is a greenhouse and mobile classroom. This is Quad C. This is the courtyard that is on the picture is on the right-hand side. This is another of the courtyards. And this is Quad B, the third courtyard. I don't have any photos of the central courtyard. So what they are doing is most of the work will actually be interior to the site, where they're basically organizing this area right here for classrooms and to make space where they do health sciences at this high school. So they have some classrooms for that and also some classrooms for veterinary science. And they're also reworking their media center to open that up as well. So we don't really look at the interiors, and there really isn't any change to the exterior of the building because of those interior alterations, except for one door will be added. So the main sort of work will be repaving these parking areas right here, doing some signage work in the front. There'll be some security added improvements over on this side. They will be removing the mobile classroom units, and then they will be doing improvements to the courtyard space. So this is Quad C, if you remember right here. To orientate you again, this is the main entrance this way, the ball fields are over on this side. So that's it. This is part of the project. These two are at alternates. So this is A and this is B. And what they are doing in here is basically, for this one, is removing that mobile unit, adding, some paving, adding landscaping, and then adding some permanent and then temporary seating as well for the students. This one over here, same thing with this one. And then for this one, there'll actually be some space for the veterinary school. The exterior improvements to the building are, for the most part, are just replacement of the windows, adding that one door, which really doesn't change the appearance. But what does change is they're adding this canopy signage here really above that main entrance to sort of help with wayfinding and help with branding of the school. This is a rendering of that front entrance right there. So TAPR committee comments, the committee felt that the scope of the project was well done and that the new signage will bring interest to the facade of the building. They do recommend that the B in the Viking aligns with the opening of the main door just to help sort of point an arrow down and also just so it's not off center for folks. And then though it's not in the scope of the project, the committee does recommend installing tree islands in the main parking areas because right now there really aren't any. So that will just help provide shade. Staff was pleased with the improvements, particularly to the courtyard space. There was one dumpster that was sort of outside that wasn't screened, basically to the right, just above the Quad C, sort of sitting out there without any sort of screening. So staff recommended that be screened as part of this project, which I think they should be able to move that and tuck that in behind sort of where they keep all their utilities and that for the kitchen. So I'm going to stop sharing. Do we have any questions? We have Kristen Cullen here for the project. If we have any questions of the project. I'm not seeing anyone in the meeting or anything. It was pretty straightforward.
Right. So the CAC's scope of work really only entails like the courtyard renovations?
Yeah, for the most part, in the signage.
Oh, and the signage, yeah.
Yeah, so we really honestly, this is a really simple project for CAC. It's just because of the signage and those courtyard improvements.
Is it being kept like kind of, this is going to sound silly to use this term, but is it being kept like retro signage to go with, like to match the building, like the age of the building?
So I can answer that. Yeah, the intent was to not pull something that would be completely on the other spectrum of design, and we wanted to make sure that we were, fitting in with what would be existing was there, but also still giving it enough presence and, I guess, identity where you knew that it had been renovated.
And I noticed the team name was kind of blue on one of the pictures and red on the other one. What color will the big sign be over the door?
So we have been going back and forth with that with the owner as well. Colin is on the call, but we decided that we were going to wait until the signage was in place for us to make that final decision, just because we are messing around with different brick colors. So we want to make sure that it's all cohesive in the end.
Do they have a school color? Because I was thinking
They
what
do.
you were doing school color.
Their colors are blue and red, so we have both of those options to work with.
Okay, thank you.
What color is the window frames are going to be?
They're aluminum, so they're just going to be your typical aluminum. We're trying to prevent having to paint with that maintenance issue.
Gotcha.
Speaking of maintenance, are the plants in the courtyard freestanding or are they in flower beds? Because I know from us asking about other school projects, the maintenance crews don't like to do too much with fussy little things, but bushes and things. Are those trees or are those bushes like in courtyard C? Is that the first one? So
most of them are freestanding. I think there's a handful that are in pots that are next to seating benches. But other than that, they're primarily on their own.
Okay, and they'll be big enough to withstand the kids being around them?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Are there any other comments or questions? I'm not seeing any, so if I could get a motion in a second.
Motion.
I second.
All right, let's go through, and this is to approve the comments from the TAPR and as presented here today. So John Coyne is not here. George Edwards.
I approve.
Bethany Good.
Approve.
Brittany Clinton Hill.
Approve.
Judy Hotchkiss.
Approve.
Oh, Amanda's not here. Rosalba Ledesma.
Approve.
Anton Musaf.
I approve.
Salvador Patina.
Approve.
And Tasha Wilson.
Approve.
All right. So moving right along. Thank you to Kristen and Colin Moore who are here. I will forward these comments and get you a memo to you so you are all official and done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Amy.
Thanks. All right, education awards, again, no meeting. I don't plan on having a meeting for that committee until we can actually meet in person. I'm hoping that's this summer. Let's keep our fingers crossed. I'm hoping that's when we can get off soon. So it'll probably whenever council moves away from Zoom meetings to in-person meetings, we'll follow suit as well. Just to let you know, when we ever do meet in person, we will not be on the second floor of the Stewart Municipal Building. We will be on the third floor of the Stewart Municipal Buildings because planning offices have moved. Trees and woodlands. First up, me and Keith Finch did go out and look at some different areas. We did look at Dreamland Park. I know Judy, you had mentioned Dreamland Park. There just isn't any right of way there for us to do anything, unfortunately. We did look at Bowen Park neighborhood, which is just north of Bowen Park. Again, that area wouldn't work as well. I think there were some areas where we could potentially plant, but it was just not contiguous. So you'd go down one block and plant and have to skip a couple blocks, and and that's difficult when you have a bunch of volunteers. So we ended up going back to the area that we were going to do last year, but obviously since the COVID, we had to cancel the event, and I'm going to hopefully share my screen again to show you where that is. Hopefully everyone can see this. To get you oriented, this is Carver High School is right here. This is Carver School Road. New Walkertown Road is down to the south. This is the Helen Nichols Recreation Center and Park right through here. And so what we're looking at is this area right here from Airport down to Milton. So it's a pretty big area. We actually could potentially get 2 route stays out of this area. So that is where we are going. But zoom out.
Where will we start? Do you know?
It depends on how they want to do it. Keith, Finch, and Derek Rennegar can go out and scope it out again and see where we could separate and how to do it. I imagine, it'd probably be, either somehow do like this front section here and this bottom section or something. That to me seems the most intuitive way to do it and cleanest, but we will see. This actually connects up because we actually have done Castle Heights, which is down here. We did that a couple years ago. I don't know if anybody was on the commission when we did Castle Heights. You will remember it because the setup was like 13 degrees outside. So you wouldn't forget that one. So we would look to try to have the staging here at the school. We need to want to reach out to the school to make sure that's okay, with some overflow parking here at the rec center. Either have it staged here at the rec center and parking at school, or vice versa. Somehow work that out. But that is where we are with this. And then funding looks good. We have some leftover funds from last year, so.
Amy, are there any preliminary dates yet for this?
It's usually the 3rd Saturday of October, which I believe is the 16th, but let me check. Yeah, so I will say October 16th. If it holds pattern, that's when it will be. And for folks who've not done Root Stay, it's a fun event. We basically go out into the community and we help plant about 250, 350 trees. Essentially, our role is to help with setup and organizing events, and then we work in conjunction with Keep Winston-Salem Beautiful, who handles donations and grants and sort of the money side of things, and then also the volunteers. And the Winston-Salem Vegetation Management Department handles the basically getting the trees, doing the tree beds. The holes are pre-dug, the trees are put out for volunteers, and they handle all that. And the crews go out and they water the plants afterwards. So basically we're there to greet folks, hand out t-shirts, hand out hats, hand out food, shovels, help with parking and registration and that sort of thing. It's a fun event. Usually goes from about, registration opens at 8 and we're usually done by 12:30.
Yeah, 12:30.
Yeah, with cleanup and everything, we're usually done by 12:30. So it's a pretty quick event.
Do you think we'll do 2 shifts again like we did last time?
No, I don't think there'll be a need to do that for volunteers.
Yes, like we had an early shift and then a mid-morning to noon shift last time.
Yeah, I'll keep with that. Yeah, I mean, that seems to have worked well for most people, and that's been going on that way for
a couple years now.
Yeah, since I've gotten here, and I've been here for 13 years. So
yeah, we got the hot dog crew.
Yeah, so
yeah, we were the donut crew that came early.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll have Krispy Kreme donuts there or not, but what we'll do, but I think they've already reached out to, Gallon, Canteen. It was Gallon Foods, now it's Canteen, and Whole Foods and Dewey's, and we'll have, hot dogs and everything there, and chips and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I'll still do this same shift. So you'll have typically it's like 8 to about 10-ish, or so, 9:30, 10-ish for the morning crew, and they help with registration and sort of the breakfast and getting folks in and parked. Setup starts at 7, and then we sort of have a little shift change around 10 o'clock, and folks come back and help out with lunch, setting up for lunch, dispensing of lunch, and then cleaning up. So it's not a huge commitment, and
And the
some people say the whole
volunteers go
time.
out on the buses in the meanwhile, right? Or will they walk from this location or have to be bused?
They'll walk. I think it's about a mile to the farthest reaches of the neighborhood, which is usually our cutoff. And usually what we do is we put the high school and college kids out the farthest out. And it also helps us space the groups out. So that way they don't all show up back at the exact same time. So it helps a little bit with the planning things out. So you don't have a mad rush of people, right, wanting donut, hot dogs and stuff right at the same time. All right, so on to gateways. Again, no meeting, and again, we'll start that back up once we can start meeting back in person. So that's all I have on committee reports. Anton or Tasha, do you have anything for the official report, for your first official report?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think this time I have anything.
Okay. Tasha, do you have anything?
Neither do I, no. Thank you.
Good. Some old business, just to let you know that in addition to Medicare, we also had another CAC appointment from the city, and that is Curtis Walker was appointed to fill the non-categorical position. Anton, you have been officially set for your second term by the county commissioners, and they also appointed John Rothling for one of the positions from the county. I haven't talked to John. I haven't seen his application, so I'm not real familiar. But that still leaves 2 other positions on the county that need to be filled. So again, if anyone's interested, please go to the county website. That's www.forsyth.cc. There's a little box there on the right-hand side of the page that talks about volunteer opportunities. So you can just click on the link and follow the links to that. I don't know if they've re-upped again. Sometimes they take it down and then repost it again or not, but those positions are available. And does anybody have any new business they'd like to share? I will say that for anyone who's interested, either on the call or who's ever maybe watching, Winston-Salem DOT is in the final stages of updating their pedestrian plan. And so the Winston Walks plan is available. The draft is available online if you'd like to peruse that and provide any comments. I think it's winstonwalks.com. If not, you can go through the City of Winston-Salem page, which is cityofws.org, and just look down on the transportation department. Matthew Burchek is the staff contact if you have any questions or have any trouble finding the document. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to share?
I was going to say the only thing on appearance is that I think the people that are doing litter pickup around town are a little slow, and Silas Creek in particular, down near the hospital is looking pretty bad. So,
yeah, I believe that's that. I don't know if the city maintains that. Or that's NCDOT, which they have their own little litter program component. So that's who I would direct that to, is NCDOT.
yeah, I think at some point it changes to city, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure who handles maintenance for that road. I don't know if it splits or not. But
There was a report on public radio the other day that said that the pandemic and I think some budget shortages at Fort Litter pickup, well, they're very behind on their schedule, but they were redoubling their efforts in getting out there. And today, when I drove out to Clemens and back this morning, particularly Judy, with your comment about Silas Creek, I did see crews right there along that Silas Creek, Salem Parkway intersection doing litter pickup. So maybe we're going to catch up a little bit. That same report mentioned the possibility of adopting stretches of road, and I wondered if that might be a project that CAC could do, is we could adopt a road someplace as a way to promote ourselves and go out and do some litter pickup once or twice a year. Get our yellow vest and our little pickup sticks and off we go.
That's
Pretty bad idea.
definitely something we can discuss if folks are interested. I can get some more information and just send it out to everyone so you can see what's involved.
DOT said that I think I'm getting this correct, DOT has a map that shows our area and where roads are that are open for adoption or where groups have dropped out, reopening the road for adoption. I meant to go look at it before today's meeting, but I just forgot. And because I thought that idea popped in my head when I heard the report, CAC and road litter pickup might be a good project for us.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you knew which ones were available. So thank you for mentioning that. One thing I was going to ask you, Amy, is with regard to the open positions, are they categorical?
I believe both of them are. Hold on one second, I'll check.
Well, I mean, it would apply, I guess it would probably apply to non-categorical and categorical, but I was going to ask if you had shared them with the professional associations. Like we have a construction industry council where a lot of the members of it would fall into a categorical role. Realtors, I'm sure would, just different associations like women in building and things like that.
I have not personally done that. I know it's been put out on this, I know it's on the city's website, but no. I mean, if you have those links, we can obviously, or a contact. Do you have to?
I do for some. I shared, I put the links into the city and county open volunteer positions through our regular email newsletter, but I didn't send it to the Construction Industry Council specifically. I think they're the ones that A, they would have the interest, and B, if they needed to have the technical expertise, that they would have that as well to serve on the TAPR or to fill a categorical role.
Yeah, that'd be great. If you could share it or share it. Either send me the link and I can share it or you can share it or however, but yes, they're both categorical. Is there anything else? Anyone would like to share or discuss? All right, I don't see anything. Does anybody have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Adjourn.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. Everyone has a wonderful week and a wonderful weekend. And I will get that information about Adopt Road for litter and send it out to everyone.
Thank
All right,
you.
y'all have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.